Hey Larry, you gonna help me out?
Nice yard, kid. Hey, wait, what? Huh? What? Hey.
We don't know where he went.
Hey, I can help you.
No. No more people from other dimensions, please. Now what do I do for my video? Music?
If I help you, will you let me watch Titans?
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
So, this is not exactly what I had in mind when I said watching the Titans.
Yeah, but it's still the Titans.
That's true. That's true.
There's Starfire.
That's true. Drawn in the style of the Titans cartoon.
Yep. With Pokemon.
With a metapod or some sort of creature that very much resembles kind of a reference to her pet.
Silky.
Silky, yeah.
It's technically Beast Boy was the one who originally snuck it in.
Oh, that's true. But then she was the one that ended up adopting it.
Yep. I couldn't really come up with much Pokemon for her. So I just used fire types. A cat. It's a fire cat.
So what do you think of the portrayal of the of them in the new show?
At first I was skeptical of it, but I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a different approach to it, but what sold me on the show initially was the look of the Robin outfit. So we're...
I mean, honestly, how do you do Starfire? I mean, she's a 9 foot, supposed to be 9 feet tall, orange skinned, pinkish reddish hair.
And Marv Wolfman drew her hair with more of an African-American style.
Yeah, originally she did have more of an African-American Afro-type style and whatnot.
The Titans gave her, or the Teen Titans cartoon gave her more of the straight hair color, or the hairstyle that we're seeing here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like what you've done. Her hair's darker than I would have expected it to be.
I was trying to pinpoint the colors from the official art, which some of it's like really dark and some of it's like, okay, I didn't expect that color. Like, honestly, if you really get down into the pixels of Robin, he actually has turquoise colored pants, not green.
Wow. That I did not know.
Yeah.
So the Fire Cat makes sense. The Silky reference kind of makes sense. What are we looking at here?
Oh, that's Volcarona. It is a bug Pokemon based off of a moth, but it's also a fire type. And they used to worship it as the sun because it's got like sun powers. So I figured since her star bolts can be as hot as the sun.
So am I here because of my comic book knowledge, or am I here because the fifth dimension creatures deserted you?
I sent the other fifth dimension creature home. And Nossingard kid, Larry, he's technically not quite fifth dimension.
That's okay. There was some little guy in a purple suit at the front door. I told him to get lost about the time you told Batmite to leave.
Okay, thank you. He can go bug Superman.
Yeah. Batmite even tried to show up in a Green Arrow outfit thinking we wouldn't know who he was.
I'm sure there's some being out in his world. Maybe one for the Arrowverse? No, that's something they could have called out figuring out how to do.
Yeah, let's have a fifth dimension creature in our very serious Arrowverse.
Hey, why not? They brought in Music Meister. Sort of.
Alright, so now we're looking at Raven, right?
Yeah. What I did here is I put on her belts and her little chakra stones. I made it look like they were Pokeballs.
I always felt like her face, even though it was mostly supposed to be shadow, I don't believe she actually wears a mask. They always kind of put her shadow in a way that it almost mimicked the bat cowl.
Yeah. And Tara Strong did a really good job doing her voice in the cartoon series.
Oh, mimic you, of course. The scariness his underlying cuteness scariness.
Not only that, it's one of the most popular Pikachu clones.
Yeah, and I see you're doing a lot of ghost and haunting types.
Yeah, so with her, I tried to do, like, misunderstood. Like, Absol is a misunderstood one because he tries to warn people about Crisis, which is the one that I'm drawing right now, the white, coloring the whiteness of it. And then the one on top of his head is Sableye, which is a creature. It's basically a gem goblin in each gems.
So, for all of us who don't generally do this on a regular basis, how long did this full drawing take you in real time?
Let's see. Raven here, I think, took me just under 2 hours with doing everything. I just recorded the line art and the basic coloring because I get flubbed up when I try to record shading. But at the end of each one of this, I try to show the finalized drawing.
Yeah,
with background. Some go faster. I think Terra was the fastest, but as you'll see later on, one of the Pokemon I give her is literally one single color.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. I always thought it was cool that Raven kind of had the same colors as Spoiler, which is the lesser known 90s character that you really like.
That is true. It's true. I think if it wasn't for Raven, I don't think I would have gotten into really enjoying Tara Strong as a voice actress.
Yeah. Although now I can't look at Raven without seeing that ridiculous episode of Titans Go with her legs.
Oh gosh, yeah. What was it, Lady Legasus or Pegasus or something weird like that?
Yeah. Now, there was some reference in the comics to the fact that granted they made fun of it in Teen Titans Go, but I believe somewhere in the comics there was actually reference to the fact that she had a very nice figure under her outfit, and that most of the crew just didn't see it.
Yeah. And the strange thing is, with Raven, in the comics, she's actually the vegetarian, not Beast Boy.
Oh. So who's this?
So this is Terra from the Juice Contract.
So let me guess, you went with rock type.
Yes, I did. Rock and ground type.
And for those who don't know who Terra is, do you want me to give kind of a brief overview, or do you want to?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so she's the daughter of Deathstroke, right? Am I getting that? Am I remembering that correctly?
She's adopted.
Adopted. But she has mutant powers that allow her to control rocks and cement and any sort of rock-based element. She can pull them out of the ground and crush people under rocks and things like that. So, of course, it makes sense to have her. Her story, the Judas Contract, of course, Judas being a reference to her betrayal, much like the biblical character of Judas.
Yep.
It's really one of the saddest stories in comics, probably next to some of the death stories and Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Now, Terra does, in the comics, I believe, does actually find redemption much later with the Titans again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she thwarts a plan with a clone that Deathstroke made of her.
Yeah.
After everything.
Now, I don't remember if she actually lives. I think she might have sacrificed herself at the end. I know her brother, Jericho, he gets possessed with the spirit of Deathstroke taking over his body at one point because Deathstroke seemingly dies.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've actually read the actual story of it.
This is all Jeff Jones, I think. Jeff Jones's comics that we're referring to. So, the Gator, I don't recognize... I'm not as familiar with the Gator. Who's the Gator creature?
That is Crocodile. He's basically bandit sand crocodile. And the little